In the last class, we saw the 4 important decisions that the finance manager will have to take. Today's class would be based on the capital expenditure decision. Capital expenditure decision. Any decision that is taken with regard to the long-term planning of purchasing a fixed asset is referred to as capital budgeting decision. The firm will have to take decision pertaining to the purchase of 2 important classes of assets. What are the 2 important classes of assets? One is the purchase of fixed asset. The second one is the purchase of current asset. The purchase of current asset, we will discuss this separately in working capital management. However, the topic that we have to discuss today is the purchase of fixed asset. So any type of decision pertaining to the purchase of fixed assets is referred to as capital expenditure decision. It is also known as planning the capital expenditure or the analysis of capital expenditure. Let's see the importance of capital expenditure. Why is capital expenditure very important? Why is it the decision with regard to the capital expenditure is very important to us? So we'll see this as a topic called as significance of capital budgeting decision. The reason why we should be giving importance, a special significance to this particular topic is because the amount involved is very, very large. So, since the amount involved is very large, one will have to decide how it has to be procured and how it has to be deployed. So, therefore, large investment, the amount involved is very large. And the large investment at any point of time will have a long-term implications. When I say long-term implications, it is the long-term effect on the profitability position, long-term effect on the profitability position, as well as the long-term effect on the commitment of funds. Commitment of funds. So therefore the need arises to go through this topic, capital budgeting decision. The third important reason and the importance of capital budgeting decision is it is irreversible in nature. Any decision taken with regard to the capital budgeting decision is large. It has its own long-term implication and it is irreversible, meaning you will not be in a position to rectify your mistakes. Your decision taken will not be taken back. It's similar to that of a bullet that goes out of the gun. You will not be in a position to reverse it. So therefore you need to be very careful about the decision that you take with regard to the capital budgeting decision. Next is because of the complexities. Because of the difficulties that we have in the decision, it's important for us to understand this particular topic. Complexity with regard to the risk, complexity because we can't foresee the events. The reason why we say complexity in capital budgeting decision is because forecasting of the future events and the risks are really very tough. So therefore, there is a larger amount of risk, difficulty in investment decision. The next important reason why we have this capital budgeting decision is because of the risk in it. Larger the return, greater is the amount of complexity. So, greater the period you take to generate the return, larger or greater is the risk. So, it is therefore very, very important to understand this topic. Surplus. When I say surplus, we're talking about the inflow of fund. Once the deployment of fund is done, it's important for us to generate the funds. It could be with regard to the return on the funds, or it could be with regard to the recoupment of the initial investment. So we're talking about the surplus, which could be the funds that are raised by a firm at a certain cost, namely the WACC, weighted average cost of capital. In my further videos, I'll tell you what is this weighted average cost of capital, how is it important for us. And the last one is national importance. Any particular decision taken with regard to larger investment should benefit the nation. The nation should be in a position to benefit out of it. It could be in terms of employment, it could be in terms of improving one's standard of living, or it could be in terms of increase in the per capita income, which in turn will increase our national income. So therefore, significance of capital budgeting could be understood through these various points. Thank you.